You're really lucky then. Maybe we should quit.
Welcome back, Doug Pagitt Radio. Broadcasting live from the Twin City with live microphones turned on. A couple of people understand how that works around here. It'll be the sidekick and natural health coach Shelley Pagitt who are jabbering over the theme song. Get to talk over the theme song.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we worked hard on these theme songs. Well, you might know this is natural health coach Shelley Pagitt.
Yeah.
And she comes with a natural health tip of the week, trying to make people healthier 1 week at a time with a little natural healthness. Now, she came in the studio and she said, boy, that was awfully intense, the conversation we were having before that. Yeah. And then saw the spices. And if you listen to the first hour, you know that we had those little things. We had a very spicy segment.
Yeah.
And guess what I have in the car?
And she said, hey, what are the spices doing in here? And it was as if you were saying, we don't get to talk about spices without the natural health coach here.
No, I
That wasn't the
saying that
intent.
at all. Are you kidding me?
She was
It
dipping in her turf.
seemed a
Are you
little
kidding
turf
me?
war.
Yeah.
It was more like, what are you doing? That's interesting. I would like to know what's happening with those spices.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I don't like you assuming anything negative.
what's
on
your
I
car?
wasn't trying to assume. I was just trying to read your vibe.
Well,
So she came in and
misread.
she said, I've got a couple of things that we could talk about here on the program, and so she has selected one. So her natural health tip of the week involves
what to do when you want to gain weight naturally. And this,
what do you do when you want to gain weight naturally? Because most people listening to this show are like, you know what? I think I'm a little too thin.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little too light. I
Probably
just
the
need
most irrelevant topic for me ever.
I think I need to put on a few pounds.
Right. It's
And
like talking about inner healing with them.
and
let
it's
me tell you
it's a
where
little
this idea
unclear how
came
to do
from.
it. All right, tell
you
us
have
where
a
this idea
regular
comes from.
listener, and I think I can give him a shout out. His name is Aaron Walter. And he's a good guy. He's a youth pastor in Wisconsin. And he was talking with, they did a youth group kind of thing where they were trying to do an outing, and the whole idea of it was to eat naturally.
An outing.
I don't know if they were doing a retreat. Like, I don't
Oh,
want
a
to say what
retreat.
it was.
I
It
thought
was
you
either
meant
like a
somebody was
retreat
being
or
outed.
a lock-in, or I don't know what it was.
Mhm.
And he asked me if I would please talk about this at some point. So
Oh, good. So if somebody wants to gain weight naturally, and they say, you know, like I'm a little too light, but just eating all the fatty foods, is this what they don't want to do? They don't want to eat all the just.
Well, no, I mean, and this is like for a teenager. So I have health coached a few people about gaining weight naturally. And there are some people that just run a really fast metabolism.
Mhm,
And oftentimes they're doing things to increase that metabolism rather than to not necessarily slow it down, but giving their body what it needs in order to compensate for their high metabolism.
Yes. So what are the health tips, the natural health means of gaining weight?
Well, one of the things that I recommend to people is to definitely eat, just like when you're trying to lose weight, eat foods that matter. So eat whole foods for sure. And definitely you can eat more of the foods, like, so even for people that are just trying to maintain their weight or trying to lose weight, I still recommend eating whole foods and even eating good fat. But for people who are trying to gain weight, it's the same thing, only eat them in more. So more quantities of whole milk dairy and more quantities of meat that has the fat on it. I mean, organic meat or grass-fed beef
Gotcha.
or whatever.
So the suggestion, if you want to gain weight, eat what you're already eating and eat more of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, not necessarily eat. Yeah, eat the good stuff and eat more of it. And then also there's some things you can do. You can also take like a protein powder. So like a protein powder, like a whey protein or maybe a rice protein or something like that.
I tried hemp protein once,
Yeah.
and it tasted disgusting and didn't get me high. So
So cancel that for you.
that's right.
Now I got to tell you, what's scary about this suggestion is saying if you want to gain weight, eat good things for you and eat more of them. It sounds like you're about to say if you want to lose weight, eat less of what you're currently eating.
Yes, I could say that.
Well, that seems
Very obvious.
seems totally impossible.
Yeah, for some.
I mean, that's
Again.
just crazy talk.
And no fun.
I need a special food
Yeah.
that I can eat as much as I want.
No, so it's like if you're trying to gain weight, it really is interesting how the two go hand in hand. I mean, like,
Yeah.
oftentimes when you want to lose weight, you would eat more protein. But I would say you would eat protein on a regular basis, but eat less of it. So you would eat one egg. One egg and some greens or some whole grain or something for breakfast. And for somebody who's trying to gain weight, you would eat more, like eat 2 eggs and make sure that you're eating it and you're having a glass of whole milk with it. And You're having a piece of whole grain bread with butter on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely consuming more, but it's also just making sure that you're not. I mean, I think the kid was in high school, and I think the thing that he wanted to do was he wanted to go to fast food so he could gain weight.
Oh, yeah,
And so
I
Aaron
gotcha.
was trying to
I
come
gotcha.
up with, like, what in the world should he do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
because maybe this is where this comes from. You remember that swimmer from the Olympics? The guy set all those records. That Michael Phelps.
Yeah,
Is he still
yeah.
a big deal? That Michael Phelps guy. They would put out his diet that he was eating. And if you remember,
Right.
the diet, there was like nothing healthy
Right.
per se about
Mhm.
it. It was just
it's like 14 pancakes and
volumes and volumes of food because his metabolism was running so high.
Right.
And what he just needed was calories.
Mhm.
Calories, 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 calories. And you're suggesting that's not necessarily the best way
It's
to go.
not.
It's not necessarily, if you want to gain weight appropriately and properly, don't just raise your calories, increase the qualities of the food that you're eating. Is that what I'm picking up?
That's pretty much what you're picking up. And also, the calories do matter. I mean, clearly, what you put in versus what you put out is the way we regulate our weight.
Mhm.
So calories are important, and amounts of calories. And kids are really unaware of that. And I think that it's way more handy to just, like, go to the drive-thru if you think that that's going to help you gain weight. But if you're
I'm pretty sure that helps you gain weight.
yeah, I'm pretty sure too.
Glenn and I are proof of that.
Yeah, I think anything in a bag eaten in your car is going to help you gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
So we do a lot of tips on here about maybe like losing weight or maintaining weight or just getting more healthy. But I think it's an interesting thing to think about how it is that you can gain more weight.
And proper kind of weight, would that be true? Because I see these ads like on the Facebook. I get an ad on the side for food you're not supposed to eat, and it talks about in the little ads there that there's food that causes you to gain weight in certain parts of your body,
Right.
like this brown fat, I think they call it, and a lot of
Midsection.
midsection fats. Now I've never really known. Is that true that you eat certain things and your body disposes of those excess calories in that place on your body as
Well,
opposed to somewhere
that's
else?
what they say. I mean,
Or is this just a marketing shtick?
I don't know.
trying to get
I
you?
mean, I've read a lot about it too. They say in the midsection, especially, that's where a lot of the sugar calories go. So beer gut, beer belly, and that kind of stuff. And for women who
Don't get defensive.
I'm not.
Okay.
he's quiet over there, and for women who eat
I'm learning.
women who eat higher sugar contents of things, or like
Mhm.
a lot of times people will be like, oh, I'm going to eat this candy because it doesn't have fat in it. But really what's happening is their body, I believe if I have my science right, it puts the sugar in, so it creates a glucose imbalance.
Oh.
And then the glucose goes primarily to your gut, and that's where you store it. Well, a
Uh-huh.
lot of people that have diabetes have a the diabetes comes oftentimes, you'll see people with, like, it's starting in their bellies.
Yeah, there's a particular diabetes sort of look.
Yeah, exactly, a
where-
body type kind
a
of.
body type where the weight is gained. So if someone says, I need to gain some weight, but I don't want to just get a little
Pudge,
chubby belly,
right.
there's some particular foods you can eat that allow you to gain
Foods you can
weight
eat,
in certain
and I
parts of your
think-
body?
Yeah, and another thing that you can do about it as well is you can also, you can lift weights, like you can work out. And I think when you work out, again, like it's so weird because it seems counterintuitive. You work out so you lose weight. Well, not necessarily. I mean, a lot of people work out so that they can gain muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat, but it also tones and balances and strengthens your body so you can carry yourself, hopefully into old age, with a healthy body. And so taking the proteins and the additional fats go to your muscles, and they allow you to build muscle quicker. So it's not all just about lean protein and that kind of, like, I don't know, it's like people have said eggs have been bad, and we've talked about eggs on the show. Really, if you if you want to gain weight, then eat more eggs, and there's a possibility for you to even eat raw eggs if you buy them from the good place, like Larry Schultz. We've talked about Larry Schultz.
Oh, we have.
Yeah,
We should
we have
get
Larry
Larry to be a
Schultz
sponsor
eggs.
then.
Yes, that would be awesome.
We should pay for a little.
So I'm not a
Really, we're gonna
proponent
need
to
that.
raw eggs, but I think, talking about those good proteins, and there's been a lot about, E. coli and salmonella and different things also, and I think knowing your source of that meat and that protein, and then ingesting more of it and ingesting some of the fat with it is a good way to go.
All right, so we have 3 minutes left now that people are thinking about this. Any quick tips on people that are on the other side of the spectrum and they want to lose a little weight? What would you tell them?
John?
Oh, boy. Can you believe this?
I know.
No, you just
Turned-
were. You
turned-
just looked
turned
like
right
you were
to
going to
you.
say something.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. One of the things I can
Yeah,
tell
but-
you that I was thinking about today was curb your beverage consumption.
Yeah, now I've heard you
It
say
is
this before, and this is I think this is a
Drives
great
me nuts.
this is a great phrase. I think, don't drink your calories.
It's crazy.
Talk about that a little bit. What are you getting
Okay,
at there?
for
If you want to
instance,
gain weight, should you be drinking your calories?
Not unless it's in the form of a nice protein shake with a raw egg in it, with
Okay.
some whole milk. I mean, that's gonna cause you to put on some weight.
So what is this? What is this? Don't drink your calories.
Okay, so I'm not
business?
gonna call somebody out because I don't think they're listening anyway. But yesterday we went to an event, and in the morning, this person was drinking Gatorade, and then this person was playing an athletic event, and midway through,
You know what's odd is I went to our daughter's rugby game the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday.
So it might have been an observation there.
coincidence.
So midway through, at halftime they offered root beer and so a keg of root beer and pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So this person didn't have the pizza at that point, but had a big glass of root beer.
Mm-hmm.
So Gatorade, root beer. The game was over, and then the person went home and got I don't even know what it was. It was a bottle of some kind of yellow beverage.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it was, and maybe like a Sobe or something. And I'm just like, are you even kidding me? In the course of that hour and a half, I don't know how many calories were consumed. I don't know if it was
Maybe 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was insane, and all I can think is like, oh my gosh, have some water. Not to mention the fact that these are college students who don't have a large budget,
Mm-hmm.
and the cost of, just buying those beverages versus, the non-cost of drinking water, which is much better for us.
So the tip is, if you want to gain a little weight, try eating some really good whole foods and eat a high quantity of them. And if you want to lose weight, start by just cutting out all beverages that carry calories.
Well, not all. I mean, you can drink them in moderation. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to have one of something or other a day or something, like just set some personal boundaries
Yeah.
and know that when you do that, like water is really important. It's not just because it's cheap or, free or whatever. Like, it's really important to our bodies and our livers.
That's natural health coach Shelley Pagitt. She brings you a health tip every week. And if you have particular needs that you're looking for from Shelley Pagitt, you can reach her at shelleypagitt.com. She does personal consulting
John
with
and I
people.
can cheers on our waters.
Yeah, they're going to cheers right now. I didn't think a steel tinned water drinker would cheers with a plastic water bottle drinker.
Of course I would. I would
But
cheers
this is
with
what
anybody
happens.
drinking water.
But this, okay. So this is what happens here. Natural health coach Shelley Pagitt. She could meet with you. She could consult with you. She could do it over the phone. She does it in all sorts of ways. If you're thinking about a more natural life, you can reach her over at Natural Health Coach, ShelleyPagitt.com. At ShelleyPagitt.com. You can find all of her information. We're going to be back with the Right On. And if things come together where they should, we're going to get a little report from the fishing out on Lake Minnetonka, because that's where the Right On is coming from today. It's the good folks out there fishing with little kids on Lake Minnetonka. Might be hearing from Jackson and Avi
Chico.
and Chico.